Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zest Zen with me, Shel Marie, the podcast that'll take you on a journey from the hustle to the harmony, fueling your passion whilst finding your peace. Today, I'm super excited for you to meet and welcome Kay Downie, also known as the Soul Mechanic. She is a guide, therapist, and straight-talking facilitator who helps people and businesses shift from feeling stuck to experiencing real clarity, confidence, and forward momentum. Her work cuts through the noise, fear, and old stories, revealing the patterns that keep us small, whether they're through practical tools, therapeutic insight, intuitive cards, or powerful perspective shifts. She brings a unique blend of grounded wisdom and soul-level honesty that wakes you up to what's really going on beneath the surface. Her work doesn't whisper, it wakes people up. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you very much, Shel Marie. Just one little thing. Although I was known in the past as the Soul Mechanic, I dropped the Soul Mechanic.
Oh.
Because though I'm a coach myself, well, I don't count myself as a coach, but although I come under that bracket, my coach said I was hiding behind the name, the Soul Mechanic.
Do you
so
know?
I dropped it.
Thank you so much for bringing that up because that's the thing. So the curiosity. That's the third thing I was going to say. Where did that come from? And I always feel like there's like a story behind it. So thank you for really highlighting that.
The Soul Mechanic came from a lady that I met on networking. I was trading at the time as KGD. And she said to me, "You're not going to get any clients like that, Kay. You sound like the mafia." So I said, "Okay." And she said, "You need to change it. You need to do something with arrows." And I thought, I don't want anything with arrows. Arrows hurt. And I'm not in the business to hurt people. I'm in the business to uplift people. And I gave it some thought myself. And it was an intuitive answer. My dad and my brother were both mechanics.
My brother's a mechanic as well.
Obviously. I don't work on cars, but I do work on a vehicle because we are the vehicle of our soul.
Yes, so vessel, yeah.
Thought, well, there we are, the Soul Mechanic. But I could see what my coach was saying. I was getting known as Kay Downie, the Soul Mechanic. I was losing my own identity. And it's my identity that actually does that work, not the Soul Mechanic.
Absolutely.
So I dropped it. It's still on my website. I'm reluctant to let it go altogether. Yeah. And that reluctance isn't just reluctance, and it's going to cost me to get it off my website. So stay there for a little while longer.
But I think also it actually, like, look now, we've just connected over that. So I think it actually serves its purpose. And, whatever the story is or the journey, I think also what you've beautifully expressed, which is a really powerful thing, especially as a coach, anything, say a business, whatever, is it's always a journey. Like we make these decisions at the start or whatever, and we shouldn't feel like we're held to them and, oh gosh, that's it, we can only ever be that version. Like, we're always growing and expanding, we're always finding new things fascinating, new modalities, new ways of doing things. So I love that you mentioned that, because that shows we're not stagnant, we're not like just stuck in the same kind of process doing the same thing. We evolve just like our clients.
Absolutely. And I'm going to be cheeky. That brings me to a very nice point to mention something I've just released, and that's a book about the fool's journey in the tarot. It's called "The Tarot Card is Not a Magic Wand," and the tagline is, "But it is a powerful mirror." I released that on the 31st of October, so it's available for anybody that wants to have a read. But it is about that fool's journey. We are that fool. Why that might sound insulting to some people. It's just the name of a card, the Fool. It's the beginning of a journey. And we go on many journeys through our lives. I mean, just our ordinary life. We're babies, we're toddlers, we're at infant school, we're at senior school, we're teenagers, we're adults, we're parents, we're grandparents. It goes. The list goes on and on and on. So, our journeys start at different levels each time. I was fortunate enough that my journeys brought me to Wales and brought me to somebody that helped me flip my depression into a business that can help other people flip their depression and anxiety
Amazing.
and PTSD. So I think we all need to accept that every day is a blank page. Every day is a new canvas. We can draw or we can write whatever story we wish for that day. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely. And even in you expressing that, what you said prior to saying that all completely like backs up what you said of the mirror. So in that, if someone is being triggered by that word or having a very different experience, it's also personal to us.
Yes.
Because yeah, maybe at a time if that word brought up something in you, and often it's not actually the word or the card or the actual thing at hand, it's something so much more deeper. So I love that you mentioned that. And just perfectly on cue, I wanted to ask you about the intuitive cards. That was what I wanted to speak about because, yeah, I that really stood out to me, and I'd love to know more about how you incorporate them into your practices.
It's quite strange, really, because I go networking quite a bit, and several people have said to me, "Oh, cards, no, 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 no. I'm a Christian, and no, 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 no." And I
Mm-mm.
said, "It doesn't matter what your religion is; they're only a piece of cardboard with a picture on it." And they find me quite flippant about it, but it is flippant. They are just what they've said. They're a card with a piece of, with a picture on it. Yes, I can read them as they're meant to be read. And I know I can do that because I actually took an exam during lockdown and qualified
Wow.
as a tarot card reader. But I don't like reading them that way because I'm not a fortune teller. I'm
Mm-hmm.
a storyteller.
Mm.
So when it comes to reading cards, I will allow my clients to choose between tarot and soul because I read both. With the tarot, I will tell them about their past and I will tell them about their present, and I will give them an inclination of what might happen in the future,
Mm-mm.
but I will not predict the future
Yeah.
because it's all about that storytelling. And let's face it, those Christians use the Bible as their stories. So why shouldn't I use the tarot cards to get my stories started? And it's not my story I'm telling, it's my
Absolutely.
recipient's story. And if people did but realize we are all psychic,
Mm.
every single person on this planet, whether we like them or whether we hate them, it doesn't matter. We're all
Mm.
connected. The good and the bad are
Yeah.
connected. And that is how people like myself, who read intuitively, pick up that story because we look at our recipient, we look at the card, we go within to our own higher self and spirit
Mm.
guides and ask for that story to start to unfold. And that's what happens. That is all it is to be an intuitive reader. You
Yeah.
don't need to learn every aspect of the cards. You could do it today, whether you were a reader or not. You could pick up a set of tarot cards, look at a picture, look at the person, and you could tell a story.
Yeah. Yeah.
And 99.9 times out of 100, you would be spot on.
Yeah. And this is the thing, like, I don't know why this just came to mind, but thinking even about artwork, how the painter created it, even if we don't read the little imprint, we all have our very much our own personal experience of that. And
Yeah.
again, that's often linked to things that we've experienced, thoughts we, even the colors, even the tones, even the temperature in the room can
Mm.
have such an effect on us.
And the thing is, today we might look at a painting or one
Mhm.
of the cards and feel one way and
Yeah.
tell one story by the feelings that we're getting off of our recipient as well. And then tomorrow, or even the next reading, we could
Yes,
have the
yes.
same card come up and it means something entirely different.
Absolutely.
That is the beauty of being human. That was a mouthful. Is we are all unique. We are
Hmm.
all those beautiful beings, but we all try to make ourselves one size fits all, and we're not that way. That's not us.
Absolutely.
That's not
Yeah,
what we're here for.
absolutely. Thank you for highlighting that, Kay. And one thing I would really love your take on is I always think about the power of intention of both sides as well, because if you're I feel like if you're seeking a service or you're looking for something, maybe, I don't like to call them high and low vibration because they're just spectrums of our emotions, but if you're doing it from a place of lack and feeling like wanting to be fixed or something, then you're naturally, I feel like, going to attract a certain energy that's like that. Whereas if you sit with yourself, you go through it, or whatever the process is, and you come from a more place of empowerment, of curiosity, I feel like you get again, it could be the same person, the same experience, but a very different outcome, and even how you receive the message, how you take the message, very differently as well.
I mean, when I was learning to read the tarot, because obviously I learned to read the tarot, I learned to read it in the suits, in the major arcana, the minor arcana, I learned all that. And then we were all told that when we were reading, that the main thing we had to remember was to be kind.
Yes.
That we were in a business not to bring people's energy down, but to uplift them.
Yeah.
Yes, I stick to that. I am in the business to make people feel good. That doesn't mean to say I'll lie when I'm reading the cards, because I won't. If something comes up that's a little bit on the dark side, shall we say, I will give that message, but I will also flip that message and tell them that it doesn't have to be that way. If they want to change that feeling about themselves, they can change it.
Absolutely, because that goes back to, but that literally goes back to as well, the like, even having a coach, a mentor, anything, even listening to this or anything that you put your attention to, if you are kind of putting something or someone on a pedestal and believing that only they know the answer, then of course you're going to be led down something or create something that maybe you feel powerless about. Whereas
there's only one person that's got the answer.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's the person who's listening to
exactly
or reading a book or whatever. It's that person, it's you, it's ourselves.
Absolutely.
We've got the answers.
Yeah.
But I haven't got the answers to your questions, and you haven't got the answers to mine. But we can give guidance towards finding those answers. But really, those answers are already there. Every question that we ask, we've already got the answer for. We're just too lazy to sit and listen for it.
And often it's like confirmation, isn't it? Like, how many times do you go and do something and then people say, oh, well, yeah, well, I knew that. But it's like just having that trust and belief in yourself a little more. Of course, it's important to have these services. That's why we're here. Like, we're not supposed to just be navigating all by ourselves. But ultimately, we are still the one that makes the choice. And we are the one that still, is the one in control of our life. So... yeah, the moment we give that power away, of course, then
I know all about that, Shel Marie, because my depression was caused because I gave my power to my father.
Yeah.
My father was my trigger. And he was my trigger right the way up until my 50s.
Wow.
I never had, I'm going to say the intelligence. I never had the knowledge, not the intelligence. I never knew how to get away from him being in control. And that's what caused my depression, because I was angry, I was defensive, I shouted at my kids. I've been married 3 times. The first 2 husbands I went for were very similar to my dad. The first one not quite so much. The second one was definitely a control freak, but this one is entirely different. And when we had my daughter, I went to the doctors because I was depressed. The depression came up to the surface again. My husband didn't even know I'd suffered with depression. I'd never told him.
Wow.
And I got help. And it was after that, I was fine again. My depression had disappeared again, and I thought I was in control. But then I had a son by my second husband who lived with us as well. And his school suggested that I went to see a counsellor because they thought that his problems were caused by me.
Wow.
Well, I'd had such a wonderful experience that I didn't hesitate. But I didn't realise at the time, I do now, he had an agenda. And he opened all the boxes that the first counsellor had closed, and I was left Well, I was telling the girls at the school gates when I was dropping my daughter off that I was going to drive off the Severn Bridge.
Oh, I'm
One
sorry
of
to
them
hear that.
had the courage to come and approach me and tell me, would I please stop going to see whoever I was going to see? Because one day I wouldn't say it, and they would all think, oh, good, she's got over that phase, and they would read, see on the 6 o'clock news that I had done what I was threatening to do. So I stopped. So I was in limbo land then. I
Yeah.
had this big black cloud, this big anger, this defensive mechanism within me, and it didn't change until my daughter was 13.
Mm.
And it didn't change straight away then. I came over to Wales with my daughter, leaving my husband in Bristol Monday to Friday because that's where he worked. So I had even more pressure on me. And I met a lady where I went to work for the second job that I got over here. And she suggested that I went to a spiritualist church, and I fought it for a long time. In the end, I said yes, met a medium, and that medium got me to that place I didn't like myself. And luck would have it, she took me to a place where there was a self-awareness course being advertised, and I took that course.
Wow.
And that was the start of my next journey. And that was into spirituality, not spiritualism.
Yeah.
I don't think of it as a religion. I'm not a religious person.
No.
But I am spiritual. I do believe, as I said at the beginning, we're all humans, not human beings, we're beings being human.
Yeah.
We're all a spirit within us, and we're all connected. And I'm a strong believer in that.
Yeah.
And that was the start of me learning to read the tarot cards. It was the start of me becoming a medium. It was the start of me beginning to love myself.
Beautiful.
But it wasn't the be all and end all, because I thought I was cured again. But I wasn't. And one of my friends said to me, Kay, when you read the tarot cards, you're not actually reading the tarot cards, you're coaching. Go and get qualified. So I said I wouldn't know how to. She said, go and do an NLP course, which I did. But that NLP course and that self-awareness course was so close together, I didn't like NLP. I didn't like it at all. It didn't fit with me whatsoever. And I let the tutor know. I did pass it. And she said, I've got another course coming up, Kay, that will be right up your street, called Kinetic Shift.
Wow.
And that is what kicked my depression 100% into touch.
Wow.
So, I went from being on a big, long journey that was repeating itself over and over again, to finding a new journey, and then going straight on to another journey and another journey. And that's how it's been going ever since. I've been jumping from one journey to another, and at the moment I can say I feel 100% great. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm not depressed. I'm excited. I've got children who love me. I've got a husband who stuck by me even though I made his life hell. Many people wouldn't have stayed, but he did. We've been married 36 years in a few weeks' time. And life is just wonderful. He's been my rock through everything.
That's beautiful.
But we don't need somebody else like him. And that's not decrying him.
No.
I didn't need him to be my rock. I needed me to be my rock.
Yes.
I needed me to start believing and loving myself.
Yeah. Wow, Kay. First of all, thank you so much for sharing all that. And I know, even though you're at the point which is so beautiful for what you're saying now and the outcome of your life now, which I know a lot of people will, rather than get fixed on that part, will see, nobody's here saying, I'm the teacher. We all have our own paths, all journeys, and they're all very different. And in us being vulnerable, in us really sharing from the heart, that's, I believe, when the transformation comes. Because yes, we can, well, it's just ironic, isn't it, that we end up almost, because we know what it feels like not to want to feel that again. We want to make sure others don't feel it.
The magic part with me isn't so much how I feel about me and how I'm now a different person altogether, because I'm not, yes, I can get angry, but I'm not angry all the time. I'm not defensive. I'm me. My dad's 93 and unfortunately he's got a little bit of dementia. But there was a time I would dread going to see my dad because I
Yeah.
know that I would end up running out of his flat or wherever he was living at the time, crying my eyes out. I think as a child, my mum protected me from a lot of things from my dad. But my mum's been dead 17 years nearly. So for the last 17 years, it's been me and my dad. And, as I said, I was in my 50s when this all changed. And I was scared that I was going to slip back into those old habits and let him take my power back again. But I don't see him that often now because, as we discussed before we started recording, I live 50% in the UK and 50% in Spain. Not in blocks, in one, not half and half, it's in different blocks. So my dad doesn't see me that often. And he's softened as well. He's beginning to show me that he does love me, although I never believed that he did. And I can honestly say I love him now. Whereas before I would say, no, I don't love him. I hated him for a long time. That love turned into acceptance. Well, he's my dad. But I can honestly say now I do love him. And for the first time in many, many years, I seen him yesterday. And all I've had from him for years and years is, I want to die. I want to go and be with your mum. But yesterday he told me he's going to live to be 100.
Beautiful.
So it's not only changing your life.
Yes.
When you change, when you become that person that you're born to be.
Yes.
And it's not you that's changed that. It's life that changes you.
Yes.
But when you come back to that being that you were born to be, you not only change your lives, you change other people's lives as well.
I agree. And one big thing I always feel and know and say is, fighting fire with fire just creates more fire. Whereas love, when you really truly can love, and love doesn't always mean like all, sweetness and light. Sometimes love is painful, love is hard. But when you can really like love and see actually, and it's not straight away a quick process as you will know, but really see that other person, whether family or whatever, but actually see they only operated at the capacity they knew. And that's what they thought maybe love was. Okay, people can say, yeah, but some people are very intentional with their actions. But again, these behaviors, these actions come from somewhere and something they somehow experienced or whatever. And I think
the thing is, from the day that we're born, people start to overwrite our database because we're computers at the end of the day. And that database is overwritten and overwritten and overwritten until we lose who we are. We lose our identity. Yes, we know that we're Kay, we know we're Shel Marie, but who are we? And I think that is the thing that we need to start believing, that we aren't what people have told us we are, is to start with curiosity to find out who are we, because I ain't got a clue who I am. And I doubt if I ever will. Well, not this lifetime anyway. But we need to find out who we are. We need to start questioning, who am I? Why am I here? I suppose in some ways I was lucky because, as I said, I went on that kinetic shift workshop and I went in there like a big fat Russian doll with all those little dolls inside, and I came out that baby doll with no cares in the world. Everything was light, everything was wonderful, and I had to drive from Cardiff to Buryport, which is about an hour's drive. And as I was driving along, I actually voiced out loud, I promise that I will help as many people as I possibly can to feel like I do now.
This is incredible.
That is the why behind my business.
Yes.
Is that promise.
And that's why, like even when you read the bio and it's like, it wasn't no nonsense, but it's very but with heart, with love. And that's the thing, is this is the beauty of all of us. Like there's all coaches or all this or podcasts, all this, but they're all so very different. And this is the thing, like, like almost back to that mechanic thing of, okay, right, we're going to get in, we're going to get it done, but we're going to do it with love and heart. And we're going to get transformation. So I love that. And I wanted to speak to you about repeated patterns, and you, again, just naturally so beautifully talked about it. And And yeah, I can already tell you're changing so many people's lives, and that's the thing, like, okay, it's not always easy at the time, but often when we experience what we don't want, that's how we know how to not only guide others but ourselves towards something that we do really want. And I think that's powerful. And again, it's a journey, it's an unfolding, it's not a destination. And
no, it's not. No. I don't think we've got a destination here.
no.
Well, we have. The destination is we're born, and the destination is we're going to die.
Yeah.
But there's no destination in between. It is a journey, it is an experience. And we tell ourselves so many different stories on those journeys.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the story that we're telling ourselves today isn't the root of what is bothering us today.
Yes.
And I think that's the lovely thing about that wonderful therapy that helped me, and I'm now using to help others. Carl Smith devised it, so I'm not going to take any credit for it. I'll give it all to Carl. Carl Smith had PTSD, and he found that a mishmash of different therapies, including NLP, including hypnotherapy, color therapy, shamanism, helped. But I find the biggest thing that helps is the person's imagination.
Yeah.
Because they have to imagine things, and they don't have to tell me their story of today. They just have to tell me how they're feeling. I don't want the story. And then we delve in and we pull that core, we pull it out from the core, roots and all, what the problem is. They don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the problem is. I don't need to know their problem. I don't need to know their life story. I normally get it at the end, but I don't need it. But they have to be able to imagine themselves going on a journey, and that journey takes them within their body.
Wow.
And it's so powerful. I'm not sure whether other kinetic shifts therapists are as powerful as I am, and that's not blowing my own trumpet. I've not been with another therapist. I know from working as a medium, working with the tarot cards, working with a mentor in that field, that I have got a very strong spiritual power behind me.
Amazing.
So that may well help my clients more so than other therapists. I'm not saying there aren't anybody else out there like me, because there probably is, but it's that power, it's that belief, my belief in that journey that took me, and that I'm now taking others on.
Absolutely.
That I'm not taking them on it on my own. I have got backup, if you like.
Absolutely.
I can't see that backup, but I have got it.
But actually, and you expressing that, Kay, I'm really happy that you expressed that, because again, that goes back to us keeping ourselves small. The way we've been taught, oh no, don't say that, don't say this. No, okay, more than that, like what you said, when you believe in something much greater than yourself, it's not actually about us anymore. And so no, you should own that, you should say that, because in that really, for me, shows your healing journey. Because again, if we are, wanting people to play bigger, play bolder, really own who they are, but then we're still, oh, I don't want to say it like that, then we're not actually a divine mirror. I love that.
I do find taking people on their journey does open up new journeys for me as well, because
absolutely.
I can see myself and think, well, actually that applies to me as well.
If there is something I've learned in every single exchange, every single thing, there is a lesson, and there is a whatever, an insight, an understanding, whatever we want to call it, for every single person involved, whether we know it at the time or not.
But there is, I told you at the beginning about my villa or our villa in Spain, and our steps up to the guest bedroom is outside, and they're steep. There's 16 steps in total.
Wow.
And I put it up on Facebook mainly, but I did put it on LinkedIn as well, about how that was a complete challenge to me. That was like me looking at a mountain to climb, whereas to other people it was 16 steps. What are you worried about?
Yeah.
And I went to a conference in Birmingham in September, and a lady there came from Dubai. She was South African, but she lives in Dubai, and she suffers with different ailments. And she said to me, I was really pleased you put that up about the mountain, Kay, and I really felt for you. She said, you don't know how, by putting those posts up, you've been such an inspiration to me.
Wow. See, we never know
So
who
we
else
never
we're,
know
yeah,
who we're going to help, because to me, I was making fun of myself. It might be 16 steps to you, it's a mountain to me. And yes, I can go up and down them now.
yeah.
But, it was a mountain. The first time I tried it, it was hot. It was in the afternoon and it was quite hot. And I got up about 3 steps and I said to my husband, I can't do it. I'm going back in. And he tried to persuade me. After I had got over my disappointment of not being able to do it, I said to him, I got a plan and you're going to have to help me with it. And he said, what's that? I said, I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to go up those steps. So you're going to have to keep an eye on me. And if I disappear out the back door with my walking sticks and don't come straight back in, you know that I'm going up the steps. So you need to follow me.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
I'm going to do that. I said, but I don't want you asking me every day, when are you going to do it? Yeah. I said, we just got to let it happen. When my body says to me, it's time, we'll do it. And I did it easily because there was no pressure.
Wow.
I went out first thing in the morning when it was cool. He did follow me. He did give me a chance to come back in. So there was a gap between me and him going up the stairs. But I did it easy. Amazing. And then after I'd done that, this will really make you laugh. Everybody can get into a swimming pool. Nah, Kay couldn't get into the swimming pool. And a friend of mine said to me, Kay, why don't you try it with your sticks? And I said, well, I never thought of taking my sticks into the pool. She said, well, Ian wants you to prove to him that you can get into the pool. So just get onto the top step. So, because I couldn't get over the skirt. There's like a skirt around the pool. And I couldn't get over that to get down onto the top step. So I did it with my sticks. So he had a handrail then put on those steps to help me get in and out of the pool. So when we went out this time, I could get into the pool. Hooray, we've got a handrail, I can get in. No, I couldn't. I could get onto the top step, but I couldn't get down the steps. They were too deep. So I did what any little girl would do, and I sat on my bum and I bumped down into the pool. I'd been in the pool. But it's how we approach the thing.
Yes. Yes.
We are our own worst enemy. We put so much pressure on ourselves. We want to do things yesterday when actually it might be next month before we can do it.
Absolutely. Wise words. And again, like, in every situation we can absolutely find all the faults, or we can look for the solutions. And again, like what you said, it doesn't have to be a solution right now. And yeah, often we feel like we need to know now, but sometimes preparation is key. And even getting your mindset ready, it's really powerful, because often it is more the mind.
When I was suffering with my depression, one of my father's ammunitions against me was, it's all in your head, Kay. It's all in your head. You're imagining it. There's nothing like what you're saying it is. But maybe it wasn't exactly as I was saying. Some of it was true. Some of it was what my brain was telling me.
Yeah.
So if I had the knowledge of how to overcome what I was feeling at the age of 18, say, to what I had when I was in my 40s, then my life would have been a very different path.
But then you say,
but then I wasn't meant to know it then. Because if I'd known it then, I couldn't share the stories that I have, and there's quite a few. I've shared some of them today. I haven't shared. I've shared the tip of the iceberg, let's say that.
Absolutely.
And people say to me, do you ever regret your journeys, Kay? And I say no, because those journeys were my foundations. Without those foundations, I wouldn't be as solid in my belief of the universe, of myself, of my relationships. I wouldn't be able to be that strong person. Probably I wouldn't even be here today.
There we go. See?
So, I don't regret one single thing.
No, absolutely not. And not just we're not wishing away this year, but I know you have lots of incredible things unfolding for you next year. And I'm really happy for you, and I'm so glad as well that you mastered And again, it's not like tick done, but mastered your mind. And even in that share, that powerful share from your dad, something that I came to realize is that even though it's hard to accept sometimes, there's not a right or a wrong in it either, because that's his perspective, and in his eyes, maybe of what he experienced, that is his truth, but it's not the truth of us, because we might have a more sensitive soul, we might have more emotion. So even those times when I was called often too sensitive to this, to that person I am, but actually my truth is no, I'm not.
No.
This is my truth, but that's their truth. But before, it would be like I could never see the other perspective of the other person, and even that in itself is like, it's
The
not
only thing I
condoning
would say
anything, but yeah.
about me is my dad wasn't in my life on a daily basis until I was 3, because he was doing his national service. So it was just me and my mum, and we built up a really strong bond. I would laugh, I would bend over backwards laughing, I was smiling. When my dad returned and started treating me in the way that he did, I never ever thought of him as a bully. He was my dad. But my dad
Because
was
we
a bully.
often don't know any different. That's the thing.
He was a bully, although he will never accept that he was.
Yeah.
He was a bully. And my husband knows that he was a bully because he's seen him do it.
Yeah.
Was the fact I forgot how to smile until recently. But I do smile now, and I do laugh.
Beautiful.
And,
absolutely
that
beautiful.
is the one thing, if I could change my journey, is that I would have been able to have laughed and smiled throughout it. But it wasn't to be that way. I was a very serious, very aggressive, very defensive young woman.
But then
and now I'm going to be that woman who wears the purple dress and the red shoes and the red
Yes, you are. You already are. Look at you already with your fabulous colours. Kay, it's been an absolute pleasure today. I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate how raw and real and vulnerable and honest you've been. And I know that people hearing your story, they'll really, really get their own insights and transformation from it. And all your details will be in the show notes for people to connect with you. I know you shared so much already, but one last thing just before you go. If there was something you could tell someone listening right now that they would really benefit from hearing, what would you tell them?
Don't listen to other people to find out what you're worth. Listen to your heart.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Thank you, really. Thank you so much, Kay. And may you continue to just expand and evolve and have the most incredible time in beautiful Spain. Yes, I'm so excited for you and all that's unfolding in your life.
Thank you very much.